Morning, Starr.
Thank you, Hannah. And how are you doing?
I am well, thank you for asking.
Uh,
Thank you, and good morning to your listeners.
Good morning to you as well.
and you know something?
What is it?
Today I'm happy I'm sitting with a human rights what? Law lecturer. And
Okay.
I'm going to ask you questions. Why are we the abuser is not talking?
Who is abusing you?
The water, the galamsey water.
Okay.
He's not talking about it.
Speaking of the Galamsey issue, I think I would start off with a statement that was issued by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, and then it will set the footing for our conversation. This was issued on Wednesday, 11 September 2024. It says the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Samuel A. Jinapor, MP, together with officials of the ministry, held extensive engagements with regional ministers to review our ongoing efforts at dealing with the canker of illegal small-scale mining. The meeting adopted additional measures at tackling the age-old national problem of illegal small-scale mining, popularly known as Galamsey, through a comprehensive approach. Government will continue with the dual strategy of reformative measures and strict enforcement. The regional ministers, alongside their respective regional security councils, RECSEC, have been mandated to intensify enforcement actions within their various jurisdictions to contain incidents of illegal small-scale mining. Additionally, the Minerals Commission will enhance our reformative efforts, particularly through ramping up the establishment of responsible and legal community mining schemes which have regard to the preservation of our nation's environmental landscape. Now, government remains steadfast and committed to continue to restore order and ensure that mining activities are conducted sustainably and legally in the national interest. We entreat all and sundry to support these efforts to enable us protect our environment, preserve our water bodies, and ensure a sustainable future for generations to come. While government warmly welcomes the heightened interest in this all-important national issue, we urge the discourse to be devoid of partisanship so as to enable us galvanize the needed national and collective support to root out this canker. So yeah, that was the statement issued by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Subsequently, there was an engagement with journalists as well, where he outlined various measures that have been taken or are being taken to address this issue. He did say that the president had directed the deployment of the soldiers and military to these sites to enforce law and order. I'll start off with you, Ishak.
Yeah.
You know, consistently this phrase keeps coming up. The president saying that I'll put my presidency on the line
Underline.
to
Yes.
deal with this menace. People look at it and say that we didn't succeed. Where did we go wrong?
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, whilst admitting the president did said he'll put his presidency on the line, I'd like to put it in much wider context. Galamsey as a problem was not just within when MPP took over power from the John Mahama administration. Mahama had it as a problem, tackle it, and I remember a high-profile case of a soldier being killed within the Galamsey practicing community. So when he took over, he was determined to fight it with all his might. And that was how, to express the level of seriousness he was going to put into it, was exactly why he said his presidency was going to be put in a line. And I think having looked at the problem holistically, one would accept that it is a collective failure. It is a failure. Both parties have tried it. And if you look at it, there was a study done, I think last week, when I read an article, and they said that the nature of the problem is that so many people, stakeholders within society, are actually engaging in it, including our traditional leaders. And even practicing communities are so entrenched in this particular practice that if we really need to tackle it as a country, then it has to be a collective effort of everybody. It is indeed true that our water bodies are being polluted. Everybody is concerned. So for me, government alone is not the way forward in resolving this problem. We need to put politics aside. One of the reasons why this problem persists is because some of us, especially, I will lay the blame hugely on the doorsteps of the NDC, that they are playing politics with it. And when you play politics with this particular thing, it's indeed true that one day Ghana might import water from other countries.
But you did same in opposition.
Let me come.
Or did you not do same in opposition?
Look, the fact that tit for tat is not the way forward. The fact that some people in NPP did it when they were in opposition, and then they're doing it now, doesn't make it right.
So then you
doesn't make it right.
So then we can limit it to the fact that both of you have politicized it.
Okay.
It's not that one is guilty and the other is not.
I have never looked at this as a political football to play. I've always think that things of this nature, this is when we must have a national interest. It is our national interest to make sure that waterborne diseases is one of the biggest killers around the world. Yeah. And if we continue to play politics with this, some parties secretly telling people when we come, we will do this and that. We need to sit down as a people to say that both traditional leaders, government officials, opposition parties or opposition MPs, we need to collectively sit down and take it as a serious so that we have a consented national policy towards this particular thing. Now, as is rightly said, I think the release from the ministry need to be welcome. The problem is not that of small-scale mining. We need to distinguish between two. I think the main problem is illegal mining and not small-scale mining in general. Now, people calling for a state of emergency to be declared by government 3 months to election, I think will just heighten lack of insecurity in us moving to this particular important date. And as the writer said, it can be overreaction if a government deals with that. Yeah. Because small illegal mining, as the name implies, is already illegal. It's a problem of law enforcement and deploying the security services to police our water bodies, whilst allowing small-scale, lawful, responsible mining. I think it is a way forward. And engaging practicing communities to say that, look, whilst you earn money on this particular scheme, allowing what they call it illegal mining that aim at polluting our water bodies, that's why the income that you make, in the end, it will make you much secure, of which the benefit you gain from those particular aspects of mining will not even be, if you do your cost-benefit analysis, it doesn't worth it. So I believe, whilst law enforcement continue, education in the mining communities would also be a way forward. And it will we should, as a people, sit down, traditional leaders, everybody, for us to have non-partisan, non-political basis of tackling this particular issue. Otherwise, long as we continue to engage on political lines, we are not going to settle in it. And the call for a total ban, as they have already said, whilst lawful small-scale mining contribute heavily towards economic development, especially the new scheme that we had, the oil for this is the gold for oil program. I think much of those things is gained. I mean, much of the gold in the market is gained from small-scale miners, lawful-scale miners. So it is an illegal aspect we need to discourage. And I think deploying law enforcement effectively, coupled with community policing, as he said, regional ministers together with regional security council would be those that should be dealing with it, together with the traditional leaders. I think through that way will be a proper way forward. and not 3 months election where you ask the president to declare a state of emergency. That will add to the
but many
general
people say that
insecurity.
we are in crisis at the moment.
Yes.
And to show that you are committed and to
Yes.
respond to the magnitude of the challenge, because you see the color of our waters.
Yes.
If Ghana Water Company says that in the past, water containing pollution levels to 2,000 NTU, and now it has gone all the way to 14,000 NTU.
Yeah.
That is insane. It's more like we are drinking sickness.
Yes.
So we find ourselves in a very difficult situation. Therefore, there is a need to take drastic action, and government does not believe that a state of emergency, or for instance, a ban on mining,
as is rightly
will help.
said, banning and mining in total would not be a responsible thing to do.
Okay.
You always have to balance things. As he said, Ghana is gaining a lot of foreign exchange from gold mine. Responsible mining is a way forward. Sometimes total ban or immediate reaction to a problem that you are facing, you end up in creating further problems. And I believe that it's not just advisable 3 months to election for any state of emergency.
So you think the timing, had it been earlier, would you have agreed to a ban?
No, I believe if it is illegal, there are already what they call it laws.
I mean, illegal, you cannot ban illegal because it's already illegal.
Yes, so that means that, but the problem here seems to be caused much more by illegal miners, not the legal miners. And government has already had, I mean, if you look at the MPP manifesto, there is a plan put in place in a new administration of Bawumia government will try to deal with licensing community-based mining groups. That would government will really ensure that they will be responsible in the way forward, whilst community and government would then engage to really tackle illegal mining. I believe a balancing act would be the right way forward, rather than a reactionary measure declaring a state of emergency. From the beginning of the administration, you saw what happened. When soldiers were let out there, I think it did not totally achieve its objectives. While they were able to stop, some people colluded with actual miners. So I don't think it's the best way forward.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Mr. Shama, what do you think? The president said he was putting his presidency on the line, yet we are at this point.
In the past or yesterday, he said it again.
Oh, he said that in the past, when the initial fight started under his administration.
Now, I say good morning to you and to my colleague, Ishak, right, Mr.?
Yes, Ishak.
And our listeners. Now, it is very, very pathetic that we have gold, but the brains to use to mine it responsibly is not there. Yes, the government in the past also experienced galamsey. And at the tail end of his government, he even established a refinery lab in KNUST. Why did he do so? So looking at the problem that we have on the table, as far as galamsey is concerned, there should be an educative way to train our brothers and sisters whose livelihood depend on mining to do it in a more responsive way. Now, at that tail end, Mahama administration was bastardized with all sorts of words. Incompetent, as they said, they mentioned it that time. So today, if we have competent people in a chair, and it should take an NDC and MPP person to come and debate again, while they claim they are competent people, then you see that the nation is moving nowhere. The nation is moving nowhere. They should show me the pictures during Mahama time and the pictures we are seeing today. The mining turbid water flowing into the sea at that magnitude. Then people should show us. They know how to do propaganda. They should show us. The turbid levels, they should show us. Even the Ghana Water Company, that was the figures you are bringing in. They themselves mention it. So the question is that, why are we paying these people? Why are they taking salary? Why are they taking salary? Because people have complained, and that is why I said I'll ask my brother today as a human rights lawyer why he's quiet and we are being abused as a nation. My brother, my sister, who is at the mining area, don't know what is called mercury or cyanide that is poured in the water. He or she doesn't know. And they are drinking, using the water. And we are having babies with deformities. The health sector has made that statement. And then today, I will come and sit down again with competent people, and we are talking about a problem of this magnitude. It's so serious. These people should not be paid. The government, I said it and I've been saying and I will say it today, that the government of MPP is abusing Ghanaians. What must we do? When you go to America, America today drills oil more than even the Arab countries. But we don't hear any pollution of a sort. We have gold. We have oil. But it is not surprising now. The reason why it's not surprising is that today, if you take every sector of this economy, MPP people have abused the sectors. And that is their trump card today. That is what they have done. So mining area, or the Galamsey menace, is one of those. Because a government of the day who has forgotten that where we have gold is the same place that we have cocoa. So I have to think, because Ghana is cocoa and cocoa is Ghana, I have to think and manage the situation in such a way that I'll get my cocoa and my citizens also get their gold. They didn't do anything about it. The metric tons of cocoa falling from 966,000 to about 450,000. That tells us that we don't have a government who thinks about the environment. All they know about is about money.
So what will it take for us to fix this problem? Because we have been at it for God knows how long, since 1992. We've been trying to fix it. And what is happening is that it's getting worse by the years. Each year that passes, we see it go
His Excellency
worse.
John Dramani Mahama have been to the mining sectors or areas, communities, and spoke with the chiefs and elders. One problem that is very prominent is that these people take their certificates from Accra and get to the areas where we have chiefs and paramount chiefs without their consent, and they started mining. Why should we be giving licenses for miners or galamseyers to go into our forest reserve? So those things, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is saying that, no, this time round, we are going to decentralize the issuance of licenses. And so the chiefs and the people, the district assembly, should be aware of what is going to happen. And that power will be given to the people. When power is given to the people, and the chiefs are strengthened in their traditional areas, the municipal assemblies, the district assemblies are strengthened, and they know, and we have offices that issues licenses in their areas. Then when these things continue, Muhammad says, then you know the person to hold responsible. Now, as at now, people who are sitting or staying in Accra, they pick licenses from Accra and go behind the scene, give it to the operation boys on the ground. So even the chief in his community doesn't know the person who actually got the license and then mining in their localities. That is very bad. And so when you catch the boss, you will tell you my boss. And the president who is not ready to look for the boss. Do you get it right? You remember the time president went to Kumasi? He said Akunta mining was not doing anything bad. Meanwhile, Akunta mining is mining in the forest reserve. The forest that gives us rain. Do you get it right? Through the what? Adiabatic cooling of the air. So that our cocoa farms will be what? Watered, and then we have more cocoa to export. He said he was not doing anything. The truth of the matter is that the presidency and his the people of MPP are complicit in this. We saw one of the members, the time they established the interministerial committee, the committee secretary was doing what at the Flagstaff House, was counting galamsey money. Didn't we see it on video? So the president himself, because they are benefiting, whoever is benefiting from a bad act will never take action. So now, what happened to the Galam stop?
It's your firm belief that the president, who puts his presidency on the line, is benefiting from such an illegal and illicit activity?
The ministerial committee they established and the office was at the Flagstaff House. We saw the secretary counting galamsey money. What did he do about it? What did he do about it?
But that issue has been contested, or is being contested, right?
Contested at where?
It's not an office.
No, wait. Why do we stop the Galam stop? Why? After taking so much money to even buy the drones, why do we stop it?
Did it start working?
Galam stop? Were they not there, the soldiers? While the military people, even Canada, Japan said on radio that everybody, military people, said, oh, please, let me be transferred to the Galamsey area. Didn't you hear that? The Galam stop was there? Who stopped it? Didn't you hear the regional minister, that Western region, Kobe? That, oh, you see that now we have stopped the Galam stop? Didn't you hear him?
According to the minister, these days they are not stationed there permanently. They move in as and when. So some of these initiatives or task forces are still in existence, but unlike the past where they were stationed there, no.
If the MPP government take Galamsey serious, they will never give this type of a statement. This is childish. This is an act that is damaging the health of the people. And you are telling me that you have stopped it, they are not stationed, but you put soldiers on the border to stop the maize going to Burkina Faso. Meanwhile, the Galamsey, the land is being destroyed, and you say the soldiers are what? They are not serious about it. They are benefiting from it. Now, let us look at this. I don't know the people who brought the gold catch-up community mining. What has been the impact?
Some of the bodies that have spoken up against this say that the community mining is actually a guise for Galamsey.
That is what I'm saying, that what is the impact? Because it was not so dire or so serious as at this time, as at that time, like today, the Galamsey's job. And then the MPP told us, oh, we have brought the gold catcher and what community mining, and we will not see our water polluted again because this one, they even went to the extent to tell us that this system, they are not going to even use water. So it is like magnetic something that is going to attract the what? The gold particles from the sun. That was what they told us. So what is the impact of what? That community mining. So they have actually disguised themselves with the community mining and doing very serious galamsey. The water bodies will say it. I'm not the one saying it. Now, didn't you see the the water bodies? It is not me saying it. And that is a mark. You see, when you have a leader that you pay and you see these things that are so devastating, it is a mark of incompetence. And they are abusing us. That is what it is.
So what
if you see, yes?
What will it take to fix it?
What will it take? Training, giving power to the community leaders, as I said earlier on, and ensuring that, you see, today, if any government comes and say, I am stopping it, you are going to face a problem. Why? Because the youth there must eat. You know that? So NDC is saying that we must put funds available, make funds available for land reclamation. Now you get me that. Land reclamation means that the youth that will be employed to reclaim the land and replant the trees or the forest will be paid. The reason why the women and children goes there is about the daily bread. The economy itself is down under this MPP. So man must chop. Is that not the English we use? Man must chop. How do you chop? So whether it is Mahama, whether it is Baumia, whenever you want to tackle this problem, you must look it with the eye of the youth of the areas, these localities. Because if you just stop it and say, I am stopping it, and you didn't show any policy that is coming to support this youth, it will backfire. What it is that the youth must chop. What are the programs and the plans to rebuild, to reclaim, to give stipend to this youth in the community? That is what will change their mind. So it shouldn't just be banning for banning's sake, but you must put a policy in place that will help feed our brothers and sisters in these rural areas.
So for those who are asking for a ban or a state of emergency to be declared, you disagree with them?
Yes, unless you explain to me the way I'm explaining, that there are human beings there. The people who are doing the mining are not elephants, they are not cockroaches, they are not trees. They are real Ghanaians. And they have their reason. The economy is down. They must eat. The cocoa farms are destroyed. How do they eat? So you don't just ban, but put a new policy in place that can feed these youth and put them into what? the productive areas. And that is where the 24-hour economy is coming. The productive sectors of the economy must be restored. The oil palm plantation, the cocoa, you get that? The shea nuts, all that can help this. The odum, wawa tree. When this youth, you give them that opportunity. Do you know that some of them, they just go there for maybe 50 Ghana cedis a day? Very small.
Hand to mouth.
Hand to mouth. Because the owners of the Galamsey sites are in Accra here. They don't go to the site.
Well, if we know them, why is it difficult to arrest them?
The reason why you should know that it is not from that community is that look at the equipment that they are using. Can those youth buy the excavators?
But why are we not arresting the kingpins?
No, the government is not interested. The government is not interested. Because even MPP women organized like Kejemfa, they banned machines, equipment some time ago. Did you remember?
Yes.
Yes. So the government is not interested.
Oh, I thought you said.
If the government is interested.
No, but then if the government was not interested, they wouldn't have banned the excavator.
The reason why government is not interested is that the military people went for that, and now the military people were stopped. Is government interested? It is not the president who went and banned the machines. It is the military.
So you're saying that because the
sole reason for the president to stop the Galam stop
is because his own people were
He's not interested. He's not interested. He's not working today. Okay. He's not. The government is not interested. Okay. And the regional minister, Western region Western, told the whole world that you see that we have stopped the Galam stop, the military people, so that you can mine in peace. Even their vice presidential candidate, what did he say? After seizing the excavators, go to Adenta Aviation Yard and see the excavator. He said, we will return it to you people so that you continue to do that. But they didn't show, like I'm explaining to you, the policy, they didn't make any policy statement or the processes that will lead to you supporting the youth, giving them their daily bread, to restore the forest. They didn't do that. So these are the group of people we are talking about. They are not interested in that.
Okay.
And some time ago, we've heard a tape about a Safumafo around 2015, 2016, that they who have the resources must use them. You get me right? Now they come to power and they are mining indiscriminately. The waters are my witness. The turbid levels of waters in this country are my witness. Okay. They are not interested.
Mr. Ishak,
yes.
Is it the case that indeed you are not committed to this fight?
Yes. Let me explain.
Is yes?
No.
He said no. He's responding.
I'm saying yes.
No, didn't do yes?
No.
Okay.
Let me explain. Yes.
He just wants to pull his legs, I suppose.
It's not like Mahama administration is a new administration. They've been around. At least, I think, almost 8 years, they had a go at it, and it failed. And it's high time the NDC realized that this is indeed a national issue. And we've listened to him, all that he spoke about is he continued to politicize the problem. He continued to politicize it, something you've had the opportunity to deal with, and you failed. And I admit MPP as an administration is struggling to completely deal with it. But where I'm happy is our agreement that a complete ban is not the way forward. We need to have a balanced policy that will allow responsible mining, at the same time stop illegal mining. I think we all agree illegal mining is a problem. It is not responsible mining. I think the way forward is how the policy should be implemented, who should be allowed to do it. And we all have policies towards it. Now, you veered off to certain things. I don't want to go into them. And because you were just trying to buttress the point that the president is not really interested in fighting it. I think the Charles Bisu issue was the one you were talking about when you said the secretary to the interministerial committee. I think he was referred to see whether there was actually the allegation of wrongdoing. They were not proven. Apparently, he was cleared. So if he was cleared, we accept that he was cleared. Just as the NDC saying that we should accept that the president was cleared by the special prosecutor when it comes to the Airbus scandal. So how would you accept that aspect and you will not accept the fact that Charles Bishop was cleared? Do you see the kind of hypocrisy we are dealing with? Now, in the beginning, the government really demonstrated that they were interested in fighting it. As she said, the National Women Organizer of MPP had his machinery bent. This is a demonstration. I mean, they demonstrated to the level that they were interested. But I think from what I've read really happened, where the military were no longer allowed to do what they were doing, there were some excesses that was committed. And quite apart from the excesses, apparently some of the security services were also colluding with some of the miners. So the actual benefit getting from there was not really there anymore. And as I said, they are doing targeted raids as and when they receive the intelligence. And I think that will be the best way forward. And as you said, they have deployed the regional minister together with a team and traditional leaders will now be in charge and try to make sure that those affected communities or those who are actually having the duly licenses would be those who will be operating. I think that it will be the most sensible way, and to take for law enforcement to really take direct measures to make sure that people who are not licensed to mine or people who are around the water body. So I think the government have made it clear that no license will be given to somebody who is near a water body.
But then again,
yes,
the fundamental question many of us is that we banned the activities of illegal or small-scale mining in general in 2017.
Yes.
Why did it fail?
You mean we banned totally the small-scale mining?
Yes. Why did it fail?
Why did it fail?
Yes.
What do you mean by small-scale mining in total? I thought we both parties agreed that small-scale mining, lawful-scale
I'm talking about mining. 2017 when we instituted a ban on mining, on small-scale mining. Sorry, not the large-scale one.
Yes,
just to streamline activities of small-scale miners and even the illegal small-scale miners that were there.
Yes.
Why exactly did that initiative fail?
I think we all agree that banning them totally is not a responsible way to go forward.
No,
allowing Ghanaians.
I'm not talking about we banning it now. I'm just asking why we didn't succeed then. Because we
keep politicizing it.
We moved from bad to worse.
We keep politicizing it. We all agree, both parties, is very clear that small-scale mining, authorized Ghanaians should engage in small-scale mining. But it should be sustainable and they should do it responsibly. I think what we disagree as the two major political parties is the illegal miners. And as the name implies, it is already illegal. But the problem is heavily embedded, even practicing communities. The state is not present anywhere. So as I said, it has to be a national effort. Both traditional leaders, practicing communities, everybody, including the political parties, we should stop politicizing that. For us to sit together, we've all had a go at it. We've not been able to eliminate it. The MPP at least have tried for the past 7 years. The NDC have tried it for 8 years. They were not able to eliminate the problem. So national efforts is the way forward, not for us to still be playing but the political games.
All right. This is the final part of the conversation we're having. Mr. Shama, why exactly did the 2017 ban fail? Because, a lot of people were hopeful that was going to give us the opportunity to streamline everything. We said alternative livelihoods. We rolled out Operation Galam Stop with the drones and everything. There was a huge ceremony when the ban was being lifted and all the alternatives and stuff being talked about. And here we are having this conversation of illegal mining in our water bodies and how we are being threatened. Our very existence is being threatened. We're seeing children, we're seeing increased cases of cancer, liver disease, all the others, children being born with deformities and all. What exactly is happening?
Yes, because I told you earlier, or I said earlier that the government is not interested.
So in 2017, when the
They
ban was
campaigned
lifted,
with it.
it wasn't interested in fixing.
No, wait. They campaigned with it in 2016. You get me right? So they came in 2017, and then they did something to Ghanaians to say, oh, we are stopping it. Then later they open it for themselves. Even that one, I'll tell you that they just do the auditing of those who are mining. And now they put their own people in place. I challenge the MPP people. If they say NDC people are doing the galamsey, they should mention them. You've heard in this Ewutu area, the Gizela's place, just NDC people putting posters on the drip machines. They are in custody now, isn't it? Now, you come to sit down and tell me that NDC people are doing. Why won't you arrest them? The MPP, why won't you? You see, we are paying, this is what I said earlier, we are paying people who are very incompetent. Theirs is to take salary. How to manage the nation is not their business. Other than that, the forestry commissioner, the late, what's the name? Who died?
Sir John.
Sir John. He gave 47 forest reserves out for mining. 47. That shows how these people take us for, or what they take us for. They are not serious. They come to do business. And that is it. They sold it out, they gave it out, and even given out the lands. Why is my brother telling me that I veer off? I veer off to where? Why is the Galam Stop people were established, our pickups were sent, we bought the drones? You should answer this to Ghanaians. Where are the drones? What has been the impact? That is why it has failed. They collapsed the economy, but they still need money now. MPP people collapse the economy, but they still need money. So they unleash the MPP people to the mining side to be doing galamsey.
That is...
I said if they know any NDC person...
Is there any...
The reason why we must put the responsibility on the government is that the president is number one, true or false. He takes care of our money, true or false.
He mentioned
he
some
takes
time
care
back,
of our ammunition, true or false.
He mentioned some time back that the buck stops with him, so...
Yes, that is what it is. Every president. So if you are seeing these nauseating scenes, we must put the blame right in the doorstep of the president. And the MPP people, they are in the seat. They are very incompetent. And unleashing this on Ghanaians, I told you these people are abusing us. Because go to our finances, it's down. Go to cocoa, it's down. Now you get to galamsey, worse. So how can these people grade themselves? They are not interested. They are not interested. They are doing the mining. The MPP people, they are doing the mining. If I don't know anybody at all, I know of the Ashanti regional minister. Look, when somebody takes a certificate that I'm going to do responsible mining, it shouldn't end there. Go to the site and see what actually the person is doing.
Has lack of monitoring been the bane to this?
They disband the monitoring team and systems. I told you that is what the Western Regional Minister said. Is it not true that we don't have Galam Stop today? Now, who are the people who arrested 500 excavators? Who are the people? Is it not the military? We don't have the military again. Why do we stop them from doing their job to stop it? What plans do they have? Today that they've dug everywhere in the mining sites, what plans do they have? Okay. Now, Baumia, the flag bearer will come and tell you that when I come, you are there. You are there. People are giving birth to deformed babies. You are there. You say when you come where again? He dined and take tea with the president. So what is he telling us? What is Baumia telling us today? That when I come, that is a mark of a wicked person. Because you are there. No, he's there. Today,
because the point is that he doesn't have executive powers.
But he has executive. Did you listen to him when the drip machines issue came? He said it is his own ideas. Didn't you hear Baumia? This is a deceptive flag bearer. He is telling lies to us. He said it is his own idea. Nobody should say anything. Now, if you have your own idea to buy the drip machines, you have your own ideas to take gold abroad to go and buy oil, but we don't know when you sell the oil, the accounts into which the oil money is put in. These people have abused us. MPP has abused us. They are stealing everywhere as if tomorrow is the end of the world. That is what they are doing. Now you are sitting in the bus telling us what?
It's okay. I think we can move on.
It is not okay now. People are dying.
We can move on to
people are dying in the Western region. Yeah, we can move on. I agree with you. I respect.
Shall I respond?
You want to?
What do you want to respond? Unless the waters are clean. Go and clean your response should be that
you can have a minute, please.
A minute, yes.
No, he started. So
I know.
You also give me a minute.
Okay, let's move on. Don't worry.
Let's move on.
Because Ghanaian listening, I mean,
yes,
you've had 8 years to deal with the problem, so it's not like you are new to it.
All right, let's talk about free SHS now.
Okay.
But before we talk about free SHS, I think I have to go for a commercial break.
Okay.
When I return,
how long is the commercial break?
It's about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll be back then.
All right then.
His
You're
only
still listening?
response is to tell me that the waters are clean, the turbid levels are low.
You're still listening to the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM. It's our weekly review segment. We'll be right back after this.
Is that cool? Hey, you've grown into a big boy, oh.
Ifipa. Even Momo is 15 years old.
It still feels like yesterday when we were fumbling with cash and worrying about the way money moves.
Say it again. Now I send money to my AC in the village, pay bills, save money, loan so kakra, investment kakra, at the Momo
Shit. How do you think I get the small coins from my bugapa?
To celebrate 15 years of Momo, you too can win awesome prizes in the Momo at 15 Rewards promo. Just download the new My Momo app, continue to transfer and make payments, and you could be one of the 15 lucky winners of 15,000 Ghana cedis and 150 lucky winners of 1,500 Ghana cedis each. So, Ghana, keep celebrating Momo at 15. Offer runs from now till November. T's and C's apply. MTN.
Prepare your hearts for a bigger, better, and an extraordinary night of worship as Jeanette Services proudly presents the 7th edition of Women in Worship. This year, we bring you the Rehoboth Experience. Join the powerful minstrels like never before. Mercy Chinro, Ada Ehi, Dinah Hamilton, Empress Gifty, and an all-female team eternity featuring Effie Grace, JOA, Rafia, Achia, and Lordina the Soprano. Sunday, 22nd September, 2024. Gates open 4 p.m. sharp. Oil Dome, Royal House Chapel International, Kaneshi Roundabout, Accra. Rates a cool 70 Ghana Cedis economy and 150 Ghana Cedis first class. Visit Airport Shell, Bachana Total, Community 11, 1 and 2 Shell, or online via egotickets.com or dial star 718, star 33, star 70 hash, or call 0248-810-396 to purchase your tickets now. Sponsors: Freital, A-Life, Serene Insurance, Silicon House, Equity Health Insurance, NASCO Electronics, Bell Pack, Eboom Air, Celebrity Studios, Bell Beverages, Media Partners, Star FM. Daughter, you still have a voice.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed star 712 hash and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Dial star 712 hash. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial star 712 hash. Now I can swap to tickets as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now win is the car cashier. Prizes are cashier in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Now join in the winning streak now.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
It's portable, disposable, and always on hand when you need it. Flora disposable handkerchief fits in your pocket or bag, and it's always ready to come to the rescue. Sweat? No problem. Coughs and colds? Caught safely. Tears of joy or despair? Wiped away. Flora tissues in the form of disposable handkerchiefs, box tissue, toilet roll, multi-purpose towels, and table napkins plays an important role in personal, home, school, office, and commercial hygiene, minimizing the spread of infections and keeping us healthy. Flora tissues are made with premium tissue paper, so choose Flora tissues. To be a distributor, call 0243 033 033.
Hello? Kwame, Charlie, give no best start you. Ubiawa, Salah in Namnaba, Alan de Zugra, chill drinks no. Sakadi, or Chile one corner, the show Simenu, 5 billion Kwa, na Vinny Junior, Sesiano Bao, Masa, Yene Tamnabra.
All your best football friends are waiting for you to join them for a thrilling football season on GoTV. Get GoTV Max now to enjoy La Liga, Serie A, Europa League, and more for only 140 Ghana cedis per month. Reconnect today, dial star 759 hash, and get all the action. GoTV, love it.
The luckiest.
Starr 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed star 712 hash and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere for everyone.
Dial star 712 hash. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial star 712 hash. Now I can to take it as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now win is the prizes are in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Now join in the winning streak now.
The luckiest.
Starr 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
On the Morning Star, this is Star 103.5 FM. Simply the best.
One 103.5 FM. You're welcome back. We are going to continue with our conversation on the weekly review segment. We had the earlier part of it where we were talking about the illegal mining menace. Now we are going to talk about the issues relating to the Electoral Commission. The NDC has concerns and they want the Electoral Commission to conduct a forensic audit of the voters register because they say that the register is full of discrepancies and it cannot be used for voting in this form. The party served noticed notice when the chairman of the party filed the nomination for John Dramani Mahama at the Electoral Commission offices. He served notice that they will be embarking on a nationwide protest. Well, yesterday, the Electoral Commission responded and said that, well, the calls for a forensic audit is premature. In fact, they don't think that there is basis for it. And also the NDC, which is making all these claims of over 50,000 people being dead, being on a voters register, among others and stuff like that, they have failed to provide them with the evidence to back those claims. And so they would urge the party to bring that evidence to the table. They say that a demonstration is not the way to go. Demonstration will not fix the issues you're talking about. So come to the table, and they are appealing to the flag bearer of the party, John Dramani Mahama, to rein in his party or encourage his party to come to the table to dialogue. Mr. Ashama, what exactly does the NDC want? You are calling for a forensic audit, yet you have failed to provide the Electoral Commission with the very concerns that you speak of, the evidence to back it. What is the problem?
Now, when you are dealing with incompetent people, you'll be having this back and forth. Has NDC corrected EC before during the limited registration in terms of figures? And they have taken it, have they? After the limited registration and presentation of the report, we look at it and we told them this is not correct. What did the Germans say? Say she was using CorelDRAW. Did you hear that in this country? And so now they are using Excel. My brother states abroad is CorelDRAW for mathematics.
Is it for graphics?
Yes, for graphics, design, pictures, and all that. That is what CorelDRAW is used for. That is our EC boss. He said they were using CorelDRAW, so now they are coming to use Excel. And I made it categorically clear then that I am pleading with Ghanaians. When NDC is talking about the register, they should at least listen to us. Because these people that we are paying, they are just chopping the money and they cannot do the job. What are the findings? These findings are in the public knowledge that the NDC brought to the notice of the people. Number one, they said 243,540 previous transfers illegally added to 2024 transfers, including repetition of illegally transferred names. This is in the public knowledge. What do they want again if they do the real auditing? Number two, 15,000 unidentified voter transfer paths due to fake registration of voters. There was a time we heard around Boku that they've registered some people. Now, what they mean by unidentified, let me use the correct word, unidentified voter transfer path is that when you are going to do transfer, you must go to the office. Your biometrics must be captured. Now, these transfers are done without biometrics.
Yeah, and that's the one that the Pusiga officer was reported to the police.
Even that one is different. That one is different. The Pusiga one from Tamale North or South, they transferred people without their knowledge.
Without one to they use the photos of the IDs.
So if EC has anything to say, the question we should put to EC is that why do you sack your staff at Pusiga or Tamale? Why do you sack it? If you know everything. And who gave you that information? You didn't work it out yourself. The people on the ground gave you that information. So you see that we have a bunch of incompetent people who are always talking. And that is the problem. Now, is EC an MPP office or a public office?
It's a public office.
So if Ghanaians and NDC people, are we foreigners or we are Ghanaians?
You're Ghanaians.
So if we are saying that we are going for an election because we are an essential stakeholder in this election.
You are going for a demonstration.
Elections,
okay.
If we are going for elections, come December 7th. And we are saying that, the field where we are going to play, There are stamps and other things. So let us clear those stamps. And then you say, what? Is the office for them? This is why we are saying that they have made the EC the extension of MPP office. Other than that, they have nothing to worry about. They have nothing to fear.
They say you should come to the table. There's no need
Come
for
to this information has been given to you. You couldn't, ever since EC is working. Have you seen them them telling Ghanaians that we've come up with these problems and we are solving it? They have never. Dr. Manibuama and others have to, and other political parties too are silent. Dr. Manibuama have to come out and say that no, this is what it is, and he makes his views clear to the public, and then the issue will run and accept it. So when the same person says that at the look of things, these are the problems we have captured. By looking at the number of polling stations and constituencies we have, there is a need of a more competent person to do the job. What is their worry? What is their worry?
The commission says that even if you bring an independent institution to do the auditing, who would take out those errors that will be identified? It's the same electoral commission, and so they have all the powers within the law. They are capable of correcting all these issues that you raise.
That is why, ever since I left Parliament, 6 January 2021, I have not heard that the EC accounts were audited and they are sitting down there. By the time I left office, the accounts were not audited. We gave them money to do elections in 2020. Have you heard that the accounts are audited? So they are happy living in that dark environment. They are happy. They are just polishing their face and wearing tie. Okay, I withdraw that. I'm not here for. Forgive me, public. You see, they are not serious about that.
Just
now,
say you have withdrawn it.
I've withdrawn it, and I apologize profusely. You see, nice smiling. Because where we have gotten to, we must be very civil. Now, you talk about even if there is a problem. Now, have you bought trot to outskirts of this country before? Now, a driver and a driver mate and a passenger load goods in a car. Do you get it right? Load goods in the car and took off. And they get to a place and there is a policeman. What does the policeman do?
They do checks.
Yes. So we are calling the policeman now. When the policeman checked the car finish, who packed the load back into the car? Is the driver and the mate. Simple. Simple. After the policeman has checked, the policeman will tell you, bring out this bag, bring out this bag. So you do the auditing of our bags. After the policeman finish, then say, okay, now go. Who packs the goods back? That is why they are paid. They are lazy over there. That is why they are paid. So that is what they must do. So the policeman, after looking at it, oh, maybe you have wee in the bag. What does the policeman do? You take the wee and then take the owner out of the car. Haven't you heard that cars have been carrying wee and they have been arresting them? The time the driver was parking, why didn't he do the auditing? And he allowed the policeman to stop them at the barrier to check and identify wee and arrest them. They should go and sleep. You see, these people are very lazy. Well, they don't know.
The commission says that perhaps this is the first time you are taking interest in the voters register, because in 2016 there were images of animals and plants representing people in the register. And you never raised an issue.
And this time there are even no grass to know that maybe this grass is edible. There is no plant so that I know that it is a mango plant. There is nothing. That is the reason why our boss, Omanibuama, said there is no transfer path. So everything is lost. The names just appear, but they didn't tell you where these names were coming from transfer, and they appeared here. Their case is worse because they couldn't even produce even a plant in that column or human being that is dark. They couldn't. That is what we are talking about. If they want to talk vulgar, we'll talk vulgar to them.
So why didn't?
So what happens then?
Why didn't you raise issues then when there were plants and animals in it? In 2016,
MPP people call. I think even in 2012 there was auditing UNDP.
According to the EC, there's never been an audit done before.
How can they know? she's interested in IEA. All that she said at the IEA, I'm directly talking to Jane Mensa. Jean Mensa, I'm talking to her. Why she was at the IEA? What didn't she say over there? You come here and you are telling me. Look, the mark of incompetence of Jane Mensa is telling us as Ghanaians educated that you use Cora Draw. That alone should take her out of the office. Jean Mensa, you are very incompetent to use that word.
Could you calm down?
And you are telling somebody that we have not been interested. Is she the one, Charlotte Osei, who conducted the election and declared Nanado as a winner? Has she not been appointed by John Mahama? Has she not been appointed? The problem they have over there is that they put square pegs in round holes. That is the problem we are having. When we talk about, you see the reason, Omani Muhammad is a medical doctor, you know,
yes.
And you do medicine with mathematics, you know.
Yes.
Now, go and ask about their courses. I'm not attacking them in a person. Ghana, we have come to a state that you put professionals, proper ones, mathematicians there. Because yesterday I listened to Bosman Sari's statement or the speech.
It Bosman or it's
Bosman.
Samotete? Or?
No, Bosman made a statement.
Okay.
And you realize that the MPP in him is coming out. He was telling you, the journalist, that when you go to a campaign and you hear a political activist saying this, stop the person. I was waiting to listen to him to say that maybe against the EC, because that is where she works. She didn't say so. Sorry, he didn't say so. So he's doing politics with the office he's occupying. Do you get me right? And that is no wonder. People who cannot do mathematics should not be posted to the EC office. That place is figures. And so the MPP in him was coming up. So these are the problems we put on the table. Solve them, because they will have impact. You remember at Atamu's time? Atamus used about 100,000 votes to win in 2008. Yes. Now, if we are seeing discrepancy over 200,000, can't it be a winning point? Yes, it could be a winning point. Because if we have 243,000, do you get me right?
Yeah.
It could be a winning point. And that is why I said that no, let us do the right thing. What does it cost us?
Well, she says that, the commission says that demonstration is not the way to go.
Is it a criminal act?
Come to the table and let's dialogue.
I said, we are tired of teaching them. Is demonstration a criminal act in this country?
It's guaranteed by the Constitution.
Yes, we are tired of teaching them. When you have a pupil in class, now you know I was a teacher, right?
Okay.
When you have a pupil in class, which you teach, and he or she will not understand, the next thing you do is that let another person come.
All right.
And that is, we need a third force. It is not about NDC. When we go there and say, oh, because you are NDC, that's why you are doing this. Oh, this way we to call you are MPP, that's why you are doing this. Now, a third force should come. Let us do the auditing. Ghanaians should find their names, and they will go and vote, so that we clean the register.
Okay. All right.
So it is not about we not being interested. This is we've given them the problem. If they say they don't have this problem, this information, let me push it.
But have you given them the information apart from what you have said in the media? You expect them to take it from the media?
I said this is on a platform.
Have you given
social media? The figures I'm talking about, you can just.
So they should pick it from social
media.
No, what I mean is that we have given you the figures. What work are they doing?
I'm saying, have you given them a document with all that? Because from what they were saying, you have talked about.
It is about auditing of the register. What did they find out when they do? What did they find out themselves?
What they are expecting is, for instance, you bring a booklet with all your issues in there, and then you submit it to them. Then they can work with and investigate. They say that you have not done that.
The most unimaginable thing MPP and their EC officials did is that you transfer people who are not aware that they have been transferred. That alone should tell Jim Mensan that then we need to audit this rate. Independent auditors should come. This has never happened in the history of Ghana. That is what we are talking about here. Okay. Don't tell NDC people to give you what they have. What are you doing over there?
They should go and find.
What are they doing? We have given you these figures. Are they correct? The figures we have given you, are they correct? That there are perhaps the unidentifiable part, because they register people with wrong cards. So they just push them to other. We give you this information. What again do you go and work on this by the auditors so that we see what is happening?
All right, let me
because they themselves over there, they are very incompetent. You are 2 years training.
Let me go to hey. So because of this EC matter, see how you are sweating
in
an air-conditioned room.
This is the way I sweat when I'm talking.
Air-conditioned
when I'm talking to my wife.
Air-conditioned room.
Did you hear what I said?
I didn't hear
I said when I'm talking to my wife, this is the way I sweat.
Let's make some progress.
And she loves it.
Mr. Isha.
Yes, thank you.
The Electoral Commission says that the NDC has been making all these claims. They should give us the information. They don't want to give it to us. Yes. And they are calling for a forensic audit. We don't think that there is a need for a forensic. In fact, it's a premature. The question they even ask is, what will a forensic audit say?
Yes. Thank you very much. From the onset, I must make clear that I'm not a spokesperson for the Electoral Commission.
Okay.
They are capable of speaking for themselves, and they spoke for themselves. Nevertheless, as a Ghanaian citizen, I like to articulate the reasons that the EC has given against the senseless position the NDC people have taken. Because, I mean, on the face of it, you just say that it doesn't make sense.
Now, did he say senseless?
Yes, it is senseless. You have said, okay, what you are saying doesn't make sense. Is that clear? I think another way of saying it doesn't make sense is say the idea is senseless.
Perhaps you have to rephrase and say that there was no basis.
Okay, they are baseless allegations. Okay. You are making it's just like their court petition that there's something wrong with the election. And the law is very clear. He who avers must prove. The one making an allegation, come and prove. And then you say, no, you go and find it out. I still want to use the word, something that doesn't make sense. Go and pick it up in the social media. Look at the articulation. Listen, bring it. Let's have a look. No, I'm not bringing it, but I'm going to demonstrate. This is how we do things. Let's sit down and talk. We only demonstrate if the person says, no, I'm not interested in seeing you. I don't want to see you. Then you protest and urge people to get them to sit down.
But how about if the
person... But they say they want to talk to you.
A moment. If, for instance, you're saying that,
yes,
that you requested this information from the NDC. They've talked about it, but they have failed to give you the document.
Yes.
As a commission,
yes,
they touted the fact that they have every means possible, yes, to audit their work and everything.
Yes.
If the party has failed to give you,
yes,
those details you are claiming,
yes,
that at least that information has been given. Have you done like a cross? Have you double checked to be sure whether there is, yes, merit in what they are asking?
I would answer you, but I would like to set it saying, okay, it's not like what the EC is doing is unusual. As the writer said, since 1992, they have been in that business.
Okay.
And the business of doing it is, whenever they register, such problems are not unusual.
And they say that's always what the exhibition is for.
Yes, the exhibition itself is part of audit for people to come back to them. Look, if you can't find your name, if there are discrepancies, come and report to us, and we are prepared to work on it. And they say since 1992, they have been doing it. To the extent that in 2016, when the NDC was in control, when they were in power, when they had appointed the electoral commissioner, they have plans and animals pictures that had been put in the register. There was no need to, nobody called for forensic audit. And yet the electoral commission found them and edited those things out. Look, we are working with human institutions. I'm not defending the electoral commission. How do they work? Most of the time, they outsource some of this work to some of our teachers everywhere to collect data. This is how it is. As a student, I was part of such training in the 1998, 1999. And the Electoral Commission may not have a direct control over me. And that is why the LI, that is the constitutional instrument, have always have this particular inbuilt in to make sure that these things are audited. So what they are telling the NDC to do is that bring your data. You may even find out that we have already corrected them. Because the whole essence of putting it in place, putting the exhibition in place, is to remove those discrepancies. And if you were to bring your data, you probably agree with us that we have already worked on them. And those we have not been able to capture, we would work on them to give you more assurance. And you say, no, you are going for protest. How can we describe this other than, what kind of act is that? My vocabulary, I'm no longer allowed to use certain words. But when something doesn't make sense, we should be allowed to say that what they are saying doesn't make sense. Come and sit down and let's have a chat. You say, no, I'm going to demonstrate. No, you said that is a problem. I will solve it for you. Come and we chat. No, I'm going to protest. How would the protest resolve it? And you are saying that you are calling for a forensic audit. And I said, look, what for? Because what you are asking us to do, we can do it. We have more years of experience doing it than any other external body that will come in to brief. And if the external body is even coming to audit, at the end of it, we are the only body with a constitutional mandate to correct them. The external body cannot do that. We have the constitutional mandate to do it. And that makes sense. Because if you are accusing them of this, unless you are saying we should dismantle the Electoral Commission, you don't have confidence in it, then in that case we have a problem. But
is the EC by its conduct, is it engendering confidence?
No. As I said, it's not unusual. Their time, there was pictures of plants and animals. This time they are not even alleging that. And then the analogy my good friend here gave about a driver mate and a driver being caught by police who is supposed to put them back. But that analogy doesn't fit in here. You are accusing somebody who have done something wrong and you are leaving it in the hands of the wrongdoer. That's a different thing altogether. So that analogy doesn't fit here. What I can see here...
If you pack...
let me decode the NDC problem. Okay. What I can see here is that having gone round the country by the flag bearer, having introduced their 24 hours economy policy to Ghanaians, of which it didn't take off because most of it doesn't make sense. Because Ghanaians know that 24 hours economy is not for government to introduce. Government job is to create the enabling environment in the private sector for individuals to make decisions as to whether I need to open more hours, including 24 hours. It is not the government that is coming deliberately say open 24 hours, open 24 hours.
But that's not what they have said.
In that sense, it's not a policy.
That is not what they have said.
In that sense, no, they put it to the extent that the flag bearer, to tell you they don't even understand their manifesto. Their flag bearer say a nightclub will be open 24 hours. You ask yourself, has John Muhammad, when he was a young guy, has he been to a nightclub before?
No, but
it's meant to be
with the nightclub issue aside.
Yes.
What you said about they are going to set up like 24-hour institutions.
Yes.
That is not the communication so far.
Well, that's our understanding.
That's how you have chosen.
Then let them explain it better. Otherwise, they have caricatured it themselves.
No.
This is my understanding that it will be a deliberate government policy of opening up everywhere 24 hours so that the youth will get it. Look. If that is what they are proposing, then they better appoint you as their spokesperson.
No, but
because you are explaining it better for me.
I'm not explaining.
And what you have explained to me is not nothing new. It is something that it is already in place. But let me not buttress out of it my point so much. Okay. The point I'm making is that they have put their policies everything. They have conveyed internally almost everybody, and one gathering of Bawumia outnumbered them. They've come to the drawing back home and they've done the assessment. They realize that come December 7th, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is really going to be the president. And all that they are now preparing is how to accept defeat by pushing blame to other people, such as the poor electoral commission, other than themselves. So all these, let's go for demonstration, let's go for this, it's just to create disaffection. And to find a good excuse when they really lose this election.
So why?
Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Come and we talk. You say, no, I want to demonstrate.
Okay, so why is it that between the two political parties,
yes,
when you are in opposition, there is a huge mistrust for the commission, but when you are in government, You seem to find nothing wrong with the commission.
Usually there are genuine problems when MPP is in opposition. Because there is a deliberate act by them. But this particular one, but you objectively, you are a journalist, you objectively look at this. Even if a child, you ask him, I have a concern. He said, what is your concern?
No, but Ishak, we have dealt with that issue. I'm asking, why is it that when the two political parties, one of them is in opposition, there's a huge mistrust of the commission until they come into office, and then they are friends. And then when you flip it, those who were friends with the commission would now also, when they go into opposition, have huge trust issues with the commission. Why do the two of you do that?
I'm not sure about the business of your point. As I was about to speak, I made it clear that I'm not a member of the electoral commission.
No, I'm not saying that you are a member of the commission.
I'm not a member
of
them.
That is a general.
But what I believe now is the points put out by the electoral commission and what the NEC is saying. If you just compare them, even though they are gulf apart, but it's just about nothing.
All right, okay.
Come and sit down and talk to me. Say, no, I'm going to demonstrate.
Okay.
What for?
Let's quickly touch on President Akufo-Addo touting his anti-corruption credentials, and also saying that if you want to, for those saying that we should allow those who can pay to pay.
Yes.
If you can pay, take your child to a private school. I think we can just do the free SHS element and briefly touch on corruption. You can take the two at the same time.
Okay.
The president.
When are we closing?
Oh, we're closing in the next 5 minutes.
Okay.
Why, you wanted to add some more?
Oh, no.
So we should close the next one.
Okay.
But
I want to...
you want to quickly respond to something?
Okay.
It will have to be very brief.
The hospitality industry came out, all that the MPP people were talking about. They came out to say that they didn't issue any statement about night clubs working 20s. So that alone will tell you that the MPP people, they went and put out that statement. But what pains me most is that my brother has stayed in UK, and they are dealing with those things. Instead of him to educate Ghanaians, you hear how he's talking as a Ghanaian. So that blood is in him. They are working 24-hour economy. That is why he was able to stay there, maybe attended school and work. But he will not come and tell the brothers and sisters in Ghana that it will work because he has a political blood in him. That is most unfortunate. Now,
quickly,
when we want to talk about Nanado free SHS, you see, I mentioned it already that which sector of economy has Nanado and Baumia managed well? The free SHS. Now you hear people talking. Parents are talking. We said that let us review it. Because there are so many, he mentioned senseless, unbelievable things that they were practicing. The one that doesn't even make sense, as he said, was that while schools in the rural areas, the matrons, the beggars are getting foodstuff around the school to feed the students, they come and centralize and give contracts to their people. And so somebody has to drive rice from Accra to my village. That is the most senseless thing that they have done. And so now parents are feeling it. Parents are feeling it. How do we work on it? And is it good for president to tell us that if you don't want your child to, you should send him to private school? Are private schools for foreigners? Are they not for Ghanaians? That is why Mahama is saying that, look, I am coming to bring all these people together because they are Ghanaians. Not everybody will be working at the government sector. So if somebody has a school as a private sector person, what wisdom? The very people who are telling you to take your child to the private school are saying that government will partner with the private sector. Did you see the contradiction? Did you see the? And that is why when they came, all the private schools, about 70% are gone. Government made no plans for them. Do you get what? And what is the impact? Even the impact we are talking about, the free SHS. You send people to school. Now, when your child completed secondary school, can he work? Can he work, gainfully employed, and he will be
put on a scale? Do you have a scale for SHS people here at your job place? Unless you went to a vocational or STEM school.
Yes, a vocational and STEM school. Fine. I'm talking about free SHS. That you have to work as a journalist. Can you do that? What plans do they have for the people after the free SHS? They don't have anything. A chunk of them are those who are doing galamsey. Mahama is saying that when we come, because of that inability to source funds, We are going to give you fee free for the first year.
All right.
And then the second year, we open student trust fund loan for you.
Okay.
So that is what it is.
It's more than 5 minutes old.
MPP people.
I was saying that we have 5 minutes to close.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, you.
But you have spent 5 minutes.
No, it didn't spend 5 minutes. So you are done.
Yeah. Oh no, it's okay. You should also talk.
We
have to share. We have to share.
So
we have to wrap up now.
I like that spirit.
No, we have to share.
I like the spirit of sharing towards the end.
We have to share.
Okay. Thank you.
Did the president have to tell Ghanaians that if you can afford to go to a private school?
Okay, let me make something clear. This is where I exhibit my human rights law. You see, there is something we call International Covenant for Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. We signed this document in 1966, and it's very clear that free and compulsory universal basic education, government must implement it, even though it did so progressively. But since 1966, so I think we should actually praise this government for finally bringing it to us. The NDC started with, it will not work, it will not work, it will not work. Now to owning it. The fact that they claim it is their policy that they implemented, tell me it was a success story. And not even that.
What do they do?
Ghana again have implemented what we call, have passed affirmative action bill. The free SHS actually started affirmative action. You see that? Almost before it was implemented, 1/3 of women, girls, couldn't access the free SHS. Parents had to prioritize with a male child. Secondary schools are now 50-50. Do you understand that? Secondary schools are now 50-50. That tells me that the policy has been very, very successful, and the fact that they are claiming it. Now, a lot of people, especially when the economic crisis started, a lot of people were saying that it should be targeted. If it is targeted, as they are saying, it will actually violate this covenant I believe we have actually implemented. One, there are some instances whereby people might be rich, but they are not responsible. And they can use that excuse that even though I'm rich, I'm not responsible. I'm not a responsible person. You mean such children of such rich people will not go to school? Put that aside. Ghana is heavily an informal economy. How do you actually assess people?
Are we not touting ourselves with digitalization? Are we able
no,
to
we haven't got there yet.
That we are
where
capturing
people,
data?
Look,
that
as
we are
you said,
even, that
let
we
me
are
explain
even
something
far
to you.
ahead of the Americans?
Britain have free compulsory basic education. They have it. As I said, I've lived there before. They have not prioritized it. He might say they are rich, but they have even got the data to assess people whether you are capable of paying or not. How many people? 60% of Ghanaians, we don't know their income base.
When did FQ
So if somebody is heavily rich, but because they are informal, we don't know their income base, and I'm slightly better because I'm a lecturer, and then the government is aware of my income, they might mistaken me as a rich person, as compared to some people who have 200 cattle. But yet, government have no way of assessing them.
So for you, the president's comments are in order?
They are in order. We are, look, it's not perfect yet. Rome wasn't built one day. Look, no system from the beginning will be perfect. There will be problems. But we have to go back and look at the problems.
But that is something you have been against. Whenever there's a talk about review, you say it's cancellation.
Which one? The NDC actually, no, we say it's cancellation. You know why?
Why?
1999-2000, it was the NDC that says that university education was not affordable, and therefore we needed to introduce cost sharing. They were the very people who asked students to pay utility bills. The NDC said that allowances for nursing training college and teachers training college were not affordable, and they canceled it. So from their history, we do history for a reason, to be able to predict the future. So their coded word for review is cancellation. We are rightly quoting them.
Okay. It cannot be the case. It's English. Review is review.
Because they are past.
Mr. British man.
Because of their past, we can predict them.
Review is review.
Mr.
And you see,
how should somebody who is against a policy from the very beginning issue so many adverts against it, protest in parliament against it,
people cannot
to
change
tell
their
you they'll review something?
They told you
If
to
they have
do them
changed their mind,
progressively.
let them say they have
No,
changed their mind
progressively.
and apologize to Ghanaians.
No, progressively.
And
what does it mean?
apologize to Ghanaians. Then we can then begin to
What does
believe them.
progressively
Gentlemen.
mean?
But until they
What
apologize,
does
nobody will
progressively
believe
mean?
them.
Gentlemen, thank you very
Progressive
much.
since 1966.
Thank you.
When the covenant was signed.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time on the Morning Star today.
I was